James Conner coming back. From Adam Schefter, Cardinals giving running back James Conner a 3-year, $21 million deal that could grow to a maximum of $25.5 million and includes $13.5 million fully guaranteed per source. Not going to lie, Bick, my first reaction to that, as much as I like James Conner, as much as I wanted him back, it's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. And the Cardinals already have experience with overpaying running backs. In both cases, it did not work for them. David Johnson is one, Kenyon Drake is the other. Now, fortunately, they were able to peel off Kenyon Drake to the Raiders, but this is a lot, but I think it's also one of these situations where there is a level of desperation. You need to surround Kyler Murray with weapons.
Sure.
But the thing is, it's if you look at James Conner, what was it, 18 touchdowns last year?
Yeah.
See, what you're doing is you're buying it at the highest price, is what you're doing. And that doesn't always work out well with running backs. Don't hear me wrong. I'm glad they signed him. I think James Conner is a great dude and a very good running back, and he brings a lot of physicality. So I'm very happy that they signed him. But I think we've had a lot of evidence that kind of shows you kind of regret these deals. So let's hope that's not going to be an issue.
Isn't it amazing, though, when you compare the NFL to other sports, that $7 million a year for one of the 5 best running backs in the NFL is considered like a risky move? Whereas like in the NBA or baseball, $20 million a year for like a above average player is...
Yeah, it's true.
You know what? The examples you just gave, there's a big difference between those two sports, Jarrett.
Mm-hmm.
One of them has a salary cap.
Yeah.
And one of them has 53 players under a roster that you need to get to. And the sport that we're talking about, football, you can find running backs. James Conner was excellent last year. And I'm not saying this was a bad move. This is an indication to me that the Cardinals absolutely knew that they weren't going to be able to retain Chase Edmonds as well. Probably had an idea very early in this process that Edmonds was going to move on, as evidenced by the fact that the minute the window opened, Edmonds' deal with Miami was released. But James Conner, 18 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
You can't replace that.
Yeah.
But as an every down back in the running game, on 202 carries, which is a good sample, 3.7 yards a carry. Now, he is a physical back. I think it's very important that the Cardinals find somebody, whether it's somebody in-house. I know they took care of Jonathan Ward. Is Benjamin a possibility? But they need to find somebody to help play that Chase Edmonds role to lighten the load on James Conner.
Yeah. So I think it's the price tag seems to be an overpay, but I don't. Again, they were dealing with the guy who's got amazing stats right now. And the fact that he was that versatile in the passing game as well, if you were going to tell me you can choose one running back, as much as I love Chase Edmonds, this is the call you have to make.
Yeah. Especially because Conner did show flashes in the passing game too, which was supposed to be like, Edmonds was the better receiver.
Yeah.
And Conner had some very memorable catches last year, so we'll see.
Now, Chase Edmonds is getting a 2-year, $12.6 million deal, so shorter duration, about $1 million less in annual average value. That, as much as I like Chase Edmonds, that makes me feel a little bit better about the Conner deal.
Yeah, I would have liked. It would have been nice to pull off a 2-year deal with James Conner.
Yes.
That would have been nice. That term would have been better. But you don't know how this whole thing is structured. There might be
it's $13.5 million guaranteed.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So it's a 2-year. I mean, the years unfortunately don't mean anything in the NFL.
Yeah.